Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to do a wig comparison for you. I'm here to compare Raquel Welch Editor's Pick Elite, the hand-tied version, with the new Wille wig called Eclat, and that is also a hand-tied wig. I'm going to compare the two of them because they're very, very similar, and I actually have them in very similar colors. Stick around if you'd like to see this. I'm also going to give you a tip on how to save money on Eclat if you're interested. All right, well, to start, we have our wig sister and my dear friend Linda to thank for this video once again. Both of these are Linda's wigs, and she sent them both to me so that I could try them out and share them with all of you. So this is only possible because of Linda's generosity and her trust in me that I won't ruin her wigs. So thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate it. I hope this blesses others like it has blessed me. All right, so let's talk about these wigs. I've already reviewed Eclat, and I have that review out there, and I actually have this wig. I reviewed this wig in two colors, and a brunette and then this blonde, which is pearl blonde rooted. So that is awesome. I just dropped something. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. It's my little clicker so I can stop this video when it's time. I don't actually have a review of Editor's Pick Elite, so I'm not sure if I'll do a separate review on that one since I am going to talk about it in this video. We'll kind of see what I cover and how it goes and whether or not I feel I need to review that one separate. But let's just talk about these two wigs, and I'll get the other one. I will put them both on for you guys. I will also put some comparison photos on the end. And I am going to attempt to do something that Taz does in her videos, and I think that that is such a helpful thing, which she does side-by-side videos. So while I do side-by-side pictures, she actually takes videos where she gives you the 360 and she splices them side by side. I don't know if I can figure out how to do that, but if I can, I will do that in this video. I'm going to try. I cannot promise I'm going to be able to figure it out. So right here, this one right here is Editor's Pick Elite. The one on my head is Eclat, Wille Eclat. This one is in pearl blonde rooted. This one is in shaded biscuit. I am going to talk about these colors as well and tell you what I think of them compared to each other. Let me grab my notes here because I've done some extensive note taking and research so that I could really give you guys good insight into the two of these wigs. First of all, they are very similar, but they are not identical. Now, that said, if you bought two Eclat or two Editor's Pick, those wouldn't be identical necessarily either. There is variation in wigs. So the fact that they're not identical does not mean that they aren't nearly identical or that you might not get one that looks a little different. Hopefully you're following what I'm saying there. So they both are fully hand-tied except for a few closed wefts at the back. Let me show you what I mean by closed wefts. So sometimes you'll get a hand-tied cap and it's fully hand-tied throughout. What I've seen it happen in a couple different wigs now. Raquel Welch may have started it, but I'm not sure. What has happened is some of those have turned into closed wefts. So all of these down here are wefts. They are closed wefts because they've put material over them so there aren't holes in them like a lot of wefted wigs have. So on the bottom here, when you split the hair apart, it wants to focus on my face, there's wefting in there. So it doesn't look natural or hand-tied when you go to split those fibers away. The rest of the wig is hand-tied, so no matter where you part it, it looks natural, looks like scalp underneath there. I personally don't mind that they add that to wigs because I don't really do any type of styling with wigs where I need this part to be natural. Although I can see a time when that could be an issue. I know like John Renault, Heidi, Sarah, and Rachel, they're both hand-tied, and I know a lot of people use those for updos. If you're going to do some extensive updos, wedding updos, and you're going to be pulling hair and pulling down some tendrils lower down, something like this actually could be significant to you. But for everyday wear, even for simple like claw clip updos, that doesn't bother me. If it lowers the price. Where I think I'm having a problem with it is if the price of the wigs are staying high, but they're decreasing the wig cap features that they're providing. I can't say that that's what's happening here, but these are very expensive wigs, especially Eclat, which I'll talk about. So I just wanted to point that out, that there is that difference. Otherwise, so the cap, they're very, very similar. Like I said, fully hand tied with that little bit of wefting, lace front, mono top. Both of them have beautiful lace fronts. I'll show you the one on this one. Really excellent. They both have this soft wave pattern. In the two that I have, this one is a little bit more wavy than the editor's pick that I have. This one, the waves are a lot softer. The measurements, let me talk about the measurements. So here's where it's interesting. The front of both of these measure 4.5 inches, so 4.5 inches. They both actually have, I pulled some longer hair, they have really short pieces in the front that can be worn down as bangs. They're not enough on either of them to be full bangs, but it'd be real easy just to sort of find that natural, like this piece wants to come forward naturally, just to cut that off to match if you wanted to try to make them full bangs. I think you'd do okay on both of them. The problem you run into with cutting full bangs in a wavy or a curly piece is how the waves impact that front section. On this one, Eclat that I have on at Ellen Villa, it's very lifted here, as you can see. And so you would have to take heat to it to get those bangs to lay down. Whereas the Nougat Mix one that I had, so I had this one in a brunette as well, that's in my review, those didn't lay quite as lifted. And so those would have been a little bit easier to cut bangs into without having to do some modifications with heat to make them flatter. So that's something that will vary from wig to wig. The crown is 10 inches. So both of them have a measurement from the crown down of 10 inches. Keep in mind, sometimes, and I don't know how manufacturers decide this, sometimes these measurements are taken after the hair is waved or curled. Sometimes it seems as though they take the measurements before, when the hair was straight, because you'll sometimes see a measurement in a curly wig and there's no way the wig is that long, and it's because of the curls. I don't know about this one. I haven't taken out something to measure it, but I suspect this was before. The sides, this is where we see the differences. So the two of them are identical with the front and the crown. The sides, it says that this one is 9.25 inches. So you've got a crown measurement, and then you've got like sides. And that's where you start to see layering, depending on how the difference is. Editor's pick says that it's 8 inches. They don't seem that drastically different to me. If anything, the Eclat that I have on looks shorter. It's a little more wavy, which could be why. It feels a little more voluminous, which could be why. But this one appears slightly shorter than the editor's pick, even though the editor's pick measurement is 1.25 inches longer on the sides. The nape, the editor's pick says it's 6 inches. This says the nape is 9 inches. The nape is this bottom here. I haven't actually looked at my pictures that I took with this camera already for this video, but I took pictures in my bathroom. While they're not great pictures because I can't get the back, I have to do it in the mirror, they look the same to me in my pictures. They're really not a 3-inch difference in that nape. So I don't know what to tell you guys. All I can tell you is what I can see and what I'm observing with the measurements. This is showing that overall Eclat is a little bit longer in some measurements, and I'm not seeing that in real life. The weight is almost the same. Editor's pick is 3.84, Eclat is 3.77. Very, very similar weight. They're actually very, very lightweight. Price. This is where there is a huge difference. So I just went to a website and compared prices on the same website. I didn't search around on the internet for anything. I just said, here's the website I'm choosing. Let me see what their prices are right now. Editor's pick was $5.59. On sale right now for $4.80. Eclat was $7.24. on sale for $615.71. So the sale prices are $100 and almost $50 difference. I'm not sure why. Eclat is very expensive. So as of right now, if you went to purchase this from the website I went to, you'd pay approximately $150 more for this wig than you would for Editor's Pick. I don't understand it. I don't think the quality is that different. The fibers feel the same to me. They feel the same. They're both heat-friendly fibers. The caps feel the same. I would say a Eclat cap feels a little bit smaller than the Editor's Pick. I'll verify that when I put it back on me, when I put it on for the first time, I should say. I think this one feels a little small. They are running average, smallish average. I wouldn't call them average petite fully, although maybe I could. They're smallish average. They fit my head like a glove. They're snug, and I have no extra room in either of them. So definitely average large is not going to fit into either one of these. But I have seen people complain about Editor's Pick Elite. It's been around a lot longer, so I've seen more people write about it, that it runs really small, and I've seen people with average circumference who can fit into the regular Editor's Pick, and they said they can't wear the Elite. So I was really afraid that it wouldn't fit me, but it does fit me. So look at my measurements in the description. Just know if you're a lot bigger than me anywhere, you might find these really, really small and snug. I don't get as good a coverage on the sides here as I would like because they run just a little small, but good enough for me to be able to wear every day, all day. It would be fine. Here's a tip though on that price. I can't speak to why they cost so different, but I will tell you that Continental Wigs, which is a UK wig seller, and I've done some reviews for them in the past, sometimes their prices can be better than retailers here, just kind of regular pricing. Not always. I'm not sure when that happens or why that happens, but this particular wig, Eclat, can run a little bit cheaper there than here. Keep in mind, the price you see on their website, the big price, is pound sterling, which is the currency in the UK. Underneath it, it has, I believe it's got the French currency and then US dollar. And so in smaller print. And so but you can always Google the conversion rate of pound sterling to dollar to find out how much it will cost you if you purchase a wig from them. They're very easy to buy from. I just use PayPal, and PayPal does the currency exchange. If you use the code WIGSIS, WIGSIS, you will get free expedited shipping. And so that will save you quite a bit. And wigs tend to get to me very quickly from them. Obviously, there's issues with supply chain and with delivery and with short staffing and all of that here in the US right now. So that may impact it, but I've not ever had an issue with time to get wigs from them. So if you really want a Eclat and you just can't justify the price, I would go and watch for them to go on sale. I paid for my Eclat, not this one, it was the Nougat Mix one. I paid $355.06 total for it when I purchased it like 6 weeks ago or something like that. They were having a 40% off sale, which is why I jumped on it. So if you watch sales, it's as of today, as of right now when I'm talking, it is 30% off. They have 30% off their whole website. So you could get a good deal. I'll try to get this video posted quickly. Sometimes it takes me a while to get these videos edited because I do splice multiple pieces together and then post it. So I apologize if we missed that 30% off, but they have sales regularly. I would just watch for one. All right, let me put the other one on, and then let me talk about this color for you guys quickly so that you guys can know the differences in the color. I will timestamp all of this, so if you just came here for the color comparison, you'll be able to find that timestamp in the bottom and go straight to it. Hopefully, I should have said that at the beginning, but oh well. Hopefully some of you know that by now. Okay. So let's put on this Editor's Pick, and right away, can you tell that this one seems longer? I don't know why those measurements are, I can see it in my monitor. As soon as I put it on, it looks longer. So I don't know why the Eclat measurements are actually longer. And I double checked it, I didn't transpose them. It just, they seem longer. So I don't know, or they say they're longer, but this seems longer. So That's unfortunately the variation that you will see with wigs. It's just another example of how everything with wigs we have to sort of take with a grain of salt, be just slightly flexible with it. So this is editor's pick from all sides. If I can splice those ones together on the end, I will absolutely do that. So this one actually, as I have it on, it feels like it fits me the same. So I would say these really fit the same. Kind of smallish average, very snug. I have no extra cap, no room to grow at all. Very little stretch in these. So if you're looking for something and you're a lot bigger than me, I wouldn't buy either one of these. They're so similar. I would say that the variation that you see could be a variation you would see. Let's say, I'm trying to think of how to say this so that it makes sense. Let's say that you really love this one on me and you actually like this one on me better than the Eclat. So you're thinking, that's the one I want. You may purchase this one and it may look more like the Eclat. That is what happens with wigs. That's the variation that we deal with. So take this with a grain of salt. Take this as an overall. I'm telling you, these are dupes for each other for the most part. So if you want one and the other one is cheaper, more expensive, whatever it is, I would get the other one. I wouldn't feel at all nervous about that. I think they're similar enough that you can buy based on price and availability of the color that you're looking for. Let's talk about color then. Sorry guys, I am pausing this quickly to bring you an update and something I noticed I need to correct. So I just released a shaded biscuit pearl blonde rooted color comparison. I forgot that I did that video, and I compared the pearl blonde rooted Eclat with a shaded biscuit in the wig, the Real Deal, and they are identical. They truly are. Those two wigs are identical, and I say that in that video, and I stand by that. They are totally identical. But when I look at Eclat and editor's pick, like I have in this video right now and that I've been talking about all along, the colors do look slightly different. I saw Taz recently mention that she has seen shaded biscuit look very different from wig to wig. She's seen big variations in how they've blended the colors, and that is what I've been trying to say in many videos why I've done so many color videos and color chats, is because there is a lot of variation in these wigs. So you are going to see that from piece to piece. So in this video I'm about to tell you that there are some visible differences between the two colors, but yet I do think they're dupes for each other. I will link the color comparison I did using two different, or at least one different wig, so that you can see that they're identical in those wigs. And I'm saying that here because it will seem like I contradicted myself. But in reality, I'm just dealing with the pieces that I have in my hand. And that is always what happens with reviewers. We can tell you what we see in the piece we have. It may not match another piece completely. It is why wig wearing is such a challenge, and we do try to be transparent about that and say that a lot. But the reality is we can only do the best we can with what we have. I just so happened to have had another wig that looked identical, and I did that review first. So I just needed to say that because I don't want you to think that I don't know what I'm talking about or that I'm contradicting myself. It is just sort of how it goes, and this is a really good example of that. So here we go. Let's continue on. These colors, so like I said, we have got shaded biscuit, which is on my head, and then we've got pearl blonde rooted. So the differences, I would say, when you compare them side by side, you can see the differences. And there are some. I would say that this one, the pale blonde rooted, actually looks lighter than the editor's pick shaded biscuit. This one has a lot more darker kind of strawberry tones, and it's warmer overall than the pearl blonde rooted. But if you're not holding them side by side, I think they pass for dupes for each other. I really do. I don't think that the differences are so significant unless you are really sensitive to color. You know how some people, like, for example, wine. I can't really taste all of the tones in wine. You'll see them describe it as, you know, shades of blush and raspberry and, you know, blah, 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 vanilla and oak and whatever it is. And I'm thinking, I have no idea. Same with color. I can't tell the nuance that much. Some people can. So I'm telling you from someone just who isn't super picky about color, these seem really, really so similar to me. I think they're interchangeable. Let me tell you though, the color codes are very different, which makes it very interesting to me. So what I have on my head again is Shaded Biscuit, Raquel Welch. I don't want you to get confused. The color code on this is 19/23SS. 19/23SS. A 19 is a light strawberry blonde, and a 23 is a mix of champagne and golden blonde. Eclat doesn't have any of those colors in it. This has a 101, a 16, and a 14. 101 is a platinum blonde, and you can absolutely see that on the tips here. It's like tipped with that. 16 is a honey blonde, and a 14 is a medium ash blonde. The description of the Shaded Biscuit color says it's described as a light ash blonde, evenly blended with cool platinum blonde and dark roots. I don't see the, I guess I see this as having a lot more warm from the strawberry, which as I look in my monitor, and it may look a little different on the screen once I look at it, but I've been studying these two up close. When you compare them, you can really see the darker strawberry tones in this. So I would say this is ashier. That said, I truly think they can be interchangeable unless you're super sensitive. So I would just say if you're going to compare them side by side, you're going to think this one's just a little blonder, Eclat, pearl blonde rooted, a little blonder, a little bit ashier than Shaded Biscuit. Not enough to be substantial, not enough to make a huge difference. So I would say, to sum this up, and then I'll get you all the side by sides, I honestly, truly think these are dupes for each other. They are close enough in style, and these colors are close enough in color that you could buy one over the other. Now, Ellen Wille does not have a huge variety of color. It is my biggest complaint about them, and I love their wigs, but gosh, they've got limited color selection. Raquel Welch has a huge color palette, so the fact that it's a little cheaper or a lot cheaper depending on if you're getting it on sale or what you're doing, and the fact they have more colors just might mean that that's a better bet for you. But I would tell you that if you're dying for a style like this, either one you'll be happy with either one. I love the style. I love the way it fits. I love the comfort of this hand-tied cap. I really am enjoying both of these. They are heat friendly. There are challenges with the heat friendly, but I gotta tell you guys, as I'm digging into heat friendly very deeply, I'm wearing a ton of heat friendly wigs. I'm studying them significantly. I'm starting to really love the value and benefits of heat friendly. I can't wait to start making videos on that. I don't feel like I'm quite ready for that, but I would just say, don't write off heat friendly completely if you have not tried them. You might want to wait until I share some of my insights and some of the learnings, but I've completely done a 180 on my opinion of heat friendly. I really have. I love them now. I love the realism. I love the way they feel. I love how they are shiny. There's so many great things about them. So stay tuned for that, but don't write off the heat friendly yet until you've seen that series. Hopefully I'll get to it soon. All right, guys, let me know if you have questions about either one of these. I'll get all of the side-by-sides tacked on. Hopefully this helped if you were curious, and I will talk to you soon.